All right, in this video, I am going to do one example of how to solve a degree 4 polynomial using synthetic division. All right, so take notes. Solving degree 4 using synthetic division. So it's going to be similar to degree 3, so what you guys were doing before. Okay, so let's take a look at this example here. Find all the zeros of, and here's your polynomial, p of x, which equals x to the 4th, because we're degree 4 now, plus x cubed minus 22x squared minus 16x plus 96. Okay, so I'm generating these degree 4 polynomials for you, and I know this 96 looks pretty intimidating, but keep in mind that I've generated these degree 4 polynomials so that you don't have to go through your list for very long until you find an actual zero. Okay. All right. So this is our P over here, the 96. And this invisible one is our Q. So we are going to find the factors of P. So that's plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, plus minus 4, plus minus 5, no, 6, yes, plus minus 6. Use a calculator if you need to. 7, no. 8, yes. 9, no. 10, no. 11, no. 12, yes. So because it's 8 times 12, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so once you, as you're listing, this is how you know how you don't have to check any more numbers. Once you're listing them in order, and I get to 8, right? And then my next factor of 96 is 12. Well, it's 12 and 8 that make 96. So then what happens is now I don't have to check 13, 14, 15, because the next one is actually going to be the pair that goes with 6, and the next one after that will be the pair that goes with 4, and then 3, 2, 1. So once you hit the, once you've crossed over, like once you are going through all of your numbers, we're checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I hit the pair that goes with 8, right? 8 times 12 was 96. Once you hit the first pair, then the rest of them are going to be the pairs of these. That means I don't need to check 13. I don't need to check 14. I just need to list the pair that goes with 6. Okay, so that would be 6 times, let's see. So it's going to be plus minus 1 and then 16. Okay. And then 4, the pair that goes with 4. Okay, so the number that pairs with 4. So that would be 224. And then the number that pairs with 3 would be 32. And then the one that pairs with 2 is 48. And then 96. Okay. And thank goodness the factors of Q are just plus minus 1. Okay, so then that means my possible zeros, my possible rational zeros, possible rational zeros are going to be, I'm not going to list these down here. That's a lot of writing. Okay, so I'm going to say C P list. Okay. Okay, that's this one here. Okay. All right, so we have to start checking. And again, like I said, long list, but keep in mind that I do take that into consideration, and I make sure that you find a zero early on. Okay. All right, so let's start with 1. Here are my coefficients: 1, 1, negative 22, negative 16, and 96. Okay, so we start off the same as degree 3. Bring down the 1 here, so we get 1, 2, 2, negative 20, negative 20, and then this is negative 36 and negative 36. So we don't get the 0 here, so that one does not work. Let's try negative 1. So 1, 1, negative 22, negative 16, 96. Bring down the 1, negative 1, 0, 0, negative 22, positive 22, 6, negative 6. That doesn't give us 0. Okay, let's try positive 2, 1, 1, negative 22, negative 16, 96. Okay, so let's bring down the 1. We get 2, 3, 6. What is this? Negative 16, negative 32, negative 48. Ah, we found one, negative 96. So here is our first 0. All right, so happy 0, right? Okay, so here is our first 0 or solution, x equals 2. Okay, and then just like when we dealt with degree 3, this is a degree 4. So that means this one here is 1 degree less. So this is a degree 3. And we do have factoring for degree 3, factoring by grouping. So you definitely always want to check to see if this is factorable by grouping. Okay, unless you really, really love doing synthetic division, then you can continue doing synthetic division using this depressed polynomial. Okay, so this is a degree 3. And so here, this is x cubed plus 3x squared minus 16x minus 48 equals 0. So hopefully you understand how I got these numbers here. The numbers here, 1, 3, negative 16, negative 48, are just these numbers here. And remember, this is a degree 3 polynomials. These are the numbers for a degree 3 polynomial because it's always 1 degree less than whatever you started with here. Okay. All right, so it looks like it is factorable by grouping. So we have x plus 3 here. This is your group 1, right? Here, let me start over. For those of you guys who forgot how to do factoring by grouping, this is my first group, x cubed plus 3x squared. And this here is my second group, negative 16x minus 48. Okay, so this first group has x squared in common, so I get x plus 3. This second group over here, they have negative 16 in common, in which case I get x plus 3. Okay, and I notice the two groups have x plus 3 in common, so that's going to be one of my factors. And the other one is going to be x squared minus 16. Okay, and so now I can take each factor, set it equal to 0, and solve. Okay, so here I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. They will cancel out, so I get x equals negative 3. So there's my second solution. And then over here, I'm going to add 16 to both sides. They cancel out. I get x squared equals 16. I have to cancel out that exponent, that square. So I'm going to use the square root to cancel out the square. And then here, I have to do the positive and the negative result. Okay, so x equals plus minus the square root of 16. But the square root of 16 is 4. So we get x equals plus minus 4. You can write your answer like this, or if you want to separate it, you can. You can say positive 4, negative 4. Okay, it's okay to write them together or separately. That's fine. Okay, so we started off with a degree 4 polynomial. So we have 4 solutions, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, and the one that we found here through synthetic division. Okay, so we have all 4 of those solutions, 2, negative 3, and positive negative 4. Okay, and if you look on your list, we see that 2, 3, positive and negative 4 are on the list. If you have a rational 0, according to the theorem, the rational root theorem, if you have a rational solution, it's going to show up on this list. Okay. All right, so that's how you do it. So just remember, as you find your first 0, this is now a degree 3. So you always want to check to see if it's factorable by grouping. If it's not factorable by grouping, then you have to continue using synthetic division, okay, until you get a degree 2. Then you can use factoring or quadratic formula. Okay, but lucky for you guys, I've made this the first assignment. So if you're watching this because you're doing an assignment later on and you forgot the first assignment, solving degree 4 using synthetic division 1, all of them will be factorable by grouping. So just find 1 0 and then do the rest by factoring by grouping. Okay. All right, so that is it. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me.